Alright, so we'll add amendum. We'll add amendum to the layout update. This clip is after the 2018 National Train Show. So obviously, as you can tell, I got a couple things I picked up from the show. I've got some things I picked up from Charlie. But let's go ahead and look over that, and then I've got a couple thoughts on the National Train Show, and I've got a few shout outs to make. So the first thing picked up, and this is from Charlie's, was a utilities Drawl. This is the, not the duplex, this is the simplex because it has the tether with it. But the 4x8, if you're switching Logan, you're going to stay there. And tethered, I can just go side to side. I don't have to constantly plug and unplug it, which eventually I'll get radio and it won't make that much of a difference. But for yard switching, it's tethered. Yard switching is one place where tethered is still a really, really good idea, at least in my opinion. So pick that up from Charlie, brand new. Another thing I got from him, from him. I looked over at the show, and surprisingly enough, I didn't find any DTI equipment. The only DTI thing I saw was this, and it's a, well, not a box lid, it's upside down, but I can do this without spilling everything out of the box. And chicken cam doesn't kick in. Oh, come on. DTI 40-foot USRA double sheath boxcar. So basically these came out in the mid-20s, mid to late 20s, early 30s, and there were some of them knocking around by the mid-50s. They would have been pretty heavily weathered, so this will get a lot of grime, a lot of fade out, a lot of tanning, and probably a good hunk of rust up here on the ladders, the door stops, and just the runner rails and the roof walk and that sort of thing. So pick that up. And then at the show, I made two purchases actually. The first one at the show was this Aspirin Boxcar, 50-footer, Santa Fe all the way. It's got the map on it. So I'm not a Santa Fe historian, so correct me if I'm wrong out there, Santa Fe nuts. But that is appropriate for a 54. When did they come out with that? Like mid-50s when they started using, no, not mid-50s, mid-40s when they started using the map, I think, something like that. Anyways, it's got the data. The built date is 45, so this will get obviously inked out, ink coat, a tiny bit of rust because it would have still been only 10 years old. And then as you can see, it's got ear mountain wheels on it. It's got couplers, which the spring got jostled on that one because it were around in the bag Friday, Saturday, and then I took it to church real quick to show Pastor because he wanted to see what I picked up, so the spring came off. But I'll replace them with Katie's anyways. It's one of the old blue box, so of course the door slides, which I love. I love that because then, you know, you can slide open, do the interior, and slide open the door and look at the interior. But no, the weight's there. It's nice and shiny. I'm going to paint it black because I know you don't see it, but if you're looking up just high enough to have this all nice and weathered, to flip it over, try to look at the nice weathering on the bottom and get distracted by all that shiny metal is just, it ruins the realism of it. So it'll get painted, spray painted black, and it helps keep it from rusting. But so I picked that up at the show. Another thing, and this is my favorite. Oh, by the way, this was like $6 for metal wheels, knuckle couplers. That's really, really good. But my favorite thing, this is a, let me get the box. a GACX Wood Express refrigerated car. This is, look at that, people. Yes, it's one of the Broadway limited imports. So those of you who were, I remember that they did this run back in 02, 03. But look at this. I mean, it's Broadway limited. They don't do many freight cars, but it's awesome. So you got your passenger airlines. You got all the passenger gear, knuckle couplers, of course. Screw mount box, metal wheels on the trucks, passenger trucks. Very excellent, superb paint detailing. There's your little ice hatches. And then of course on this one you've got your brake ladder, brake wheel, the rigging, and my hand shaking. Sorry about that, people. You got the brake wheel, you got everything else, you got all your little writing. This was only 21 bucks, which, you just don't see these. Yeah, you see them at hobby shops, not very often. You see them at shows even less. So this was Saturday, and to think it sat there Friday, either nobody wanted it or people didn't know what they were looking at because it was still sitting there, and it's like, why in the world isn't this gone? So I saw it, and I didn't know if I could get it again, so I grabbed it. But that's probably my favorite. I picked up a jar of, well, he calls it Uncle Charlie's Superflex, and this stuff works better than anything else I've ever tried. It's amazing. But also picked up 2 packages of 42-inch wheels. These are for locomotives, so you can see the brass pickup contacts and the gear in the middle. We got 2 packs. You'll never know when you'll need them, and they're handy. Because as most of you know, the Aspirin bearings do crack every now and again, and they need to be replaced. So, picked up that. Last couple things, I picked up some 156 long shank couplers. I need these for the work train gondola and flat. I put the coupler box too far back on them, and the regular length couplers are too short in the shank. So that's what those are for. And then of course, for another thing, in case you don't know about it, I picked up overhead and underhead shanks. These are perfect because sometimes even when you put fiber washers on cars, there's still just half a coupler head too high or too low. Well, I mean, just get some of these and it makes up the rest of the difference. So as far as I'm concerned, these are one of those, underset shank, overset shank. Underset is 147, overset's 142, and then the long set is number 156. As far as I'm concerned, these are 3 of the, you just kind of need to have them, especially if you're like most of us and you have a whole bunch of old freight cars you're going to convert over. And then the last thing I picked up to round this all out is a TCS T6X. Got it from Charlie for $37.95, which that's about 20 bucks less than they wanted to show. The price has gone up a little bit because the last time I got one of these it was 20 bucks even. But I mean, either way, it's worth the money. TCS, as most of you know, is a very, very good brand. So, not too big of a haul, but it was, most of it's what I need right now. And then, of course, the passenger express reefer, that was a steal. And then I finally found a DTI car, which I need more of these because there were, let's see, Athens, Gallipolis, and Pomeroy on the line that went south to the Ohio River. There were 3 interchange points with the DTI on the Hawkins. So it's a direct interchange, so there probably would have been a fair amount of these on there. So yeah, probably 5 or 6 more to get the correct amount of cars percentage wise and all that. But so that's that. Last couple things before we wrap this up. Huge shout out to Chris Palmera's. Shoot, I just forgot the name of his YouTube channel. No, it's Mav Railroad Digest. Check it out. He's got some good stuff. He just started, but one of the latest is putting Kato motors in Aspirin RTR and Aspirin Blue Box engines, and that's going to be very informative because Kato motors are superb. But anyway, shout out to him. Shout out to, I got to meet Dan Calawa, Cody Grivno, Kim Patterson was there. Oh shoot. Connor and staff from What's Neat, they were there, so shout out to them if they're watching. And just, so yeah, it was a great show. I will probably have a separate video with, I got plenty of footage, so that's coming. I'll have commentary for the footage on those. I don't want to lengthen this out in there 20 minutes with my little spiels. But, oh, and Tony Coster, I got to meet him. Excellent guy. So, and the Proto Throttle, I'll rant about that another time, but it's amazing. It's definitely worth the 300 and something for it. But, so, be looking for all the footage from that and the associated ranting and whatnot. So that's going to be it. As always, everyone, thank you for watching Goose and the Caboose Productions. Check out the novel on fanfiction.net, Google Plus and Pinterest pages for railroad photography and where I get most of the pictures I used. I do have, well, over there, yeah, a little bit of a teaser for a layout update. So, okay, so this is not a layout update, this is a train show haul. Train show haul video / mail call video, but yeah, there's a little teaser of what's coming. I got some stuff for the next layout update, so anyways, be looking for all that. As always, everyone, take care, God bless, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.